My name's Cathy Pinto, and I've been involved with CASA since about 1998. I am a birth mother, a foster mother, an adoptive mother. My husband is an obstetrician, and he delivered this little tiny baby that we found in Newark. And he said to me one day when he was doing rounds, "Come down with me and take a look." So I stood at the window and I looked, and there was this little munchkin way in the back. And I asked the nurse why she was back there, and she said to me, she's a holdover, which meant that her mother was a drug addict. The baby was born with drugs in her system. And I knew then that I had to try to get that baby out of the hospital. I knew nothing about foster care. I didn't know anything about CASA. So I called a friend who was a foster mother, and she said to me, "Here's what you're going to do, but I'm going to call CASA." And a woman came to my house maybe 4 months about 4 months after the first placement, because we had to wait for the court to get involved and to assign, to want a CASA. And the CASA came in, and she was incredibly instrumental in making sure that things went the way they needed to with this case. And to this day, I will say to her, thank you so much for making this child be a part of our life. Thank you so much for helping us with the adoption. And it stopped me in my tracks when she actually turned and looked at me at one point and said, "It's not about you. It's not about the adults in this child's life. I, as a CASA, have to make sure that it's in this child's best interest to be where she needs to be." And so while I got to adopt my first child, well, I had 3 of my own, but I adopted this one, and I felt so blessed to have her in my life, my CASA worker reminded me that it was because it was what she felt was in my Nicole's best interest to be with us. I have found through the years with my own children and with the cases that I've worked with that CASA is in fact the solution. I've dealt with foster children, and I've found that foster care oftentimes is a Band-Aid, but CASA really can get into the nitty-gritty details of a case. And the thing that makes us so special is that we can make that child's forever home happen. We can make sure that the child has the kind of home that they need, with the opportunities to have a really good life, not just an okay life, but we'll be able to use the tools that we have and the things that we can put in place for them to make the best life possible for these children. I'm very honored to be honored with CASA. I find that CASA is my heart. Once you're involved, it's very difficult to walk away. I would do this with or without an honor, with or without a trophy, with or without a plaque. But I say to all of you here in this room, I know that CASA is in your hearts as well, and we need to stay at this. The need is tremendous. It doesn't seem to go away. And know that our work is really, really good stuff.